10-3 overall record, 1-1 in the GNAC. Raiders 2-0 and 9-4. And really, we talked about it a lot off the air, but this is one of the biggest tests of the year so far for the Raiders.
And especially with no Kyler Bose, this will be a test for the rebounding.
Oh, and a nice move pass inside to Groves to start it off, and a beautifully done pass by who else but Joey Merrill, the player that you love to rave about.
Love it. And he's somebody who's going to have to be active a lot tonight.
No guard. We'll move it back to him. On the other side, Murray. Back to no guard. Him and Murray working in tandem. Murray for two, and that's good. And a quick strike and a quick answer from Norwich.
And this is, like I said, two teams with similar overall records. Norwich beat the Raiders last season.
Here's Merrill for three, no good, and a rebound taken by Owen Liss.
And these, again, two teams, and this is the guy you're going to want to watch out for, Owen Liss. Somebody who just does everything right for the Cadets. One of the top 5 points getters and rebounders in the GNAC.
Here's a three. That one is no good. That one will go above and out of play. And as you're talking about Owen Liss, averages 22.5 points per game, which is first in the GNAC, 99 total rebounds, which leads his team.
He's just somebody who impacts it all over the place.
And this is a team that plays well on the road, 4-1 on the road on the year for the Cadets. Raiders, on the other hand, 6-0 at home. Looking to continue the streak tonight. Groves outside to Constant. Constant back to Groves. He's wide open for three. That one's no good. Bounce off the rim. And a rebound taken by Kane.
I think Norwich is going to focus a lot on Constant.
Here's an open three for no guard. That one's no good. And a rebound by Baghetti. On a quick pace move. Here's Groves off the backboard. Can't go, but he'll go to the line for two.
Like I was saying, I think they're going to focus heavily on Matt Constant, especially coming off of a Player of the Week nod in the GNAC, 25.5 points for the junior.
Groves, a 75% shooter from the free throw line this season. Banks his first one. Yeah, you talk about Kyler Bose and Matt Constant. Bose leads the team in points per game, 19.3, third in the GNAC. Again, not playing tonight due to an illness. And Matt Constant second with 18 points per game, fourth in the GNAC. So they got two top 5 players in the GNAC when it comes to points per game. Here's a nice move on the inside and off the backboard. Murray adds to his score. 2 more for him, bring him up to 4.
He averages 16.7 points, second on the team. Only Jalen Olivero just a couple of points behind him at 16.2.
Merrill driving, decides to move it outside. Baghetti looking for some help, back to Merrill. Merrill will drive inside again, a little bit of a fadeaway shot. Can't connect, Groves tries to tip it back up in there, and he's still trying to play defensively. Couldn't finish. Well, that would have been a spectacular play for Roquan Groves.
A tip and a rebound in the same play would have been awesome.
Raiders down by 1. An open three that's going to get blocked away by Constant. Nicely done as he was able to fake out Groves. Olivero was. And here they come again. No guard. Outside to Murray. Back to no guard. Now back inside to Liss. Liss looking for some help. And there was one on the shot clock. They had to force one up, and here is Liss, and he saves it from going out of play, and Norwich will keep possession. Nicely done.
Coach Glenn
here is Liss on the inside, and an end-around shot, and he puts it in.
And Coach Glenn is furious. They had a second left, and Cadets were able to get a second chance, and it leads to points. It's something that can't happen tonight.
Now a 3-point lead. Constant and Merrill working in tandem, guarded by Murray. There's a nice pass to Groves in the corner, thought about his three, decides to go outside to Cade. Cade, how about a three from him? That one's no good. Groves saves it initially, but that one will go out of play. And nonetheless, Raiders don't want to say a little bit out of whack, but we know the Raiders that like to start quick, and they like to take those quick shots early from behind the arc.
Yeah, and if you saw Coach Glenn just now, Josh, he's trying to get the ball to Matt Constant's hands.
Here's Liss for 2 more. That's no good. A second chance gets fouled. Kane was going up for 2. Gets fouled, and it looks like he'll go to the line, and yes, he will. So Kane, this will only be his 3rd and 4th attempt on the year. 50%, he's only 1 of 2 on the year, and this one starts it off no well. Looks like we've got some some fun hecklers from the Raiders faithful just below us and all around the press box here.
Trying to throw Kane off.
Kane on his 2nd one and knees now, 2 for 4 on the year, still at 50%.
Keeps that average going.
Right. And it's now a 4-point game with just 4 minutes gone here in the first half. Here's Begidi outside to Constant. Constant drives inside, gets fouled in the end one! Matt Constant showing his toughness.
And you saw Coach Glenn screaming to get it into his hands. That's why. Doesn't just shoot the 3 ball. He can make that happen, and he did just that, and he's going to the line for 1 more.
We know how much Matt Constant likes to shoot from beyond the arc. GNAC Player of the Week this week. 22 points against Elms and 25 against NEC.
Had 7 threes.
Right.
In that matchup.
And he makes the free throw and brings it within 1. On the bounce pass to Liss. Liss looking for some help, almost backed away. Liss drives inside, loses the handle momentarily, gets it back. Now back outside, a wide open 3. That one is rebounded by Liss. Liss and Begidi tussling. Back outside, he has another 3 attempt. That one's no good. Cade trying to get the rebound, can't get there. It's Murray. Murray looking for some help. Back on the outside, and the Cadets are still rolling. We'll slow it down a bit. Now going against Begidi, bounce pass to Liss, and he finishes. And here's a touchdown pass, intercepted and taken by Murray. And here come the Cadets. How about a 3? Yes, it is. Colby Murray. What a heck of a play. And the Cadets lead 12-6.
Yeah.
Again, 4-1 on the road, and so they know how to play on the road, and they've been showing out here in the early going in the first 5 minutes. Raiders got to look to come back. It's a pass to Constant, now to Merrill. On a handoff to Begidi. Back to Constant, he thought about it. Now here he is taking it. That one's going to be short. You can see from his release, not his usual release.
Yeah, he likes to take it right away.
Here's Liss, and that's going to get taken away. A combination of Merrill and Constant. And here comes Cade on the other side, off the backboard. Oh, there he is, Cade. Oh, man, driving through the defense.
Wow. That'll go on his highlight tape. What a move.
Raiders now within 4. Here's Murray. Murray, give on the outside to Sharif. That's no good, who just checked in, and he trips up Constant. No foul called.
You could see Coach Glenn and Cade having an exchange. He wanted him to help rebound, and look what he did.
Here's Cade outside. Merrill, a much-needed 3, puts it in! Joey Merrill! Back to within a one-score game.
Coach Glenn telling Cade to do more, and look what Cade, he's fired up. He wants this one.
This one's going to be a fight to the end. Hand off to Murray. When he drives through, the defense decides to pass it out, and there's the foul, and he gets the charge against him.
And from the minute that play was initiated, the entire bench wanted a charge, and got it. Coach Glenn, and I can see it. This is a different Coach Glenn tonight. He is
fired up.
He is into every possession. He wants every possession to be everybody to be active, and that's the type of coach you want. And the Raiders are only down 1 now.
Yeah, and I mean, how can you blame them against a Norwich team that's just so good?
And going back to Matt Constant, they're swarming him and they're switching up top. You notice that he's like that. He's getting switched.
He's on the give. The Constant thought about it, decides to drive inside instead. No, he'll give out to Groves. How about a three? That one's no good. And a rebound taken on the other side by Severi, excuse me. Severi, who just checked in. Here is Liss on the give over to Olivero. Back to Liss on the outside, and there's a travel call and a good one by the official and a good catch. And again, the Raiders faithful cheering their team on, making their voices heard here on every single play. Raiders again only down by 1, and they have been on a roll in the last couple of minutes.
This is a game of who will step up tonight.
Here's Bagiti. He'll give to Merrill, back to Groves, outside to Cade. Cade drives inside, loses the handle. Back the other way for Olivero. Thought about a three, and we'll give it to Liss instead. Drives. Sharif off the backboard, no good. A little bit overconfident in his shot. Here's Bagiti, a wide open Merrill for three. That one bounces off the rim. Groves there for a rebound. How about Bagiti for a three? That one is also no good. And this time Liss with the rebound.
Yeah, they can't live at the three-point line.
Right.
They're now 1 of 7. Both teams 1 of 7.
Liss outside. Here's Kane for three. Yes, connects.
Now look at Coach Glenn. He's all the way on the court. He better be careful that he not get hit with a technical foul.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Cade with the moves outside to Groves. Thought about it. Good idea. Drives inside. Outside to Constant now.
And look at Norwich's defense.
Constant for three. Bang! Matt Constant for three. And again, it's a 1-point game. As Owen Liss will check back in after taking a short break. Head coach Paul Booth for the Cadets in his 32nd season as the head coach for the Cadets. Of course, Coach Glenn in his 2nd season. And this one's put up by no guard. A second chance for Liss, and he gets fouled at the end, and we'll have the and one.
Yeah, it's just a follow-up there. Liss was right there to get it. That's already his 8th rebound, and he'll head to the line, and Norwich starting to pull away. You bring a guy like Liss back in to help him out, it's going to do so.
82% shooter from the free throw line this season. Raiders got to figure something out quick here, as they are now down by 8. As Bagiti will bring it down. With 9.5 left here to go in the first half. Here's Cade on the give on the inside to Youngquist. Can't get there. Liss with the rebound, and Liss will slow it down. Back to Liss from Murray. Liss will put it up, and that's no good, and another charge. And these are the types of possessions that the Raiders now have to take advantage of, Will.
Yeah, and they're bringing in Shaq Gaye off the bench to combat the height of the Cadets. They bring in Paycack for Norwich, along with Liss.
Donato Paycack, the senior center from Sarasota, Florida. EDT Youngquist. Over to Merrill. Constant tries to drive, give out to Bagiti. He's open for three, puts it in. Raiders needed that one. Now back within 5.
Yeah, you talk about it, much needed.
Trying to switch momentum back into their favor.
Need a stop here. They're leaving the corner man open. That's Olivero.
Here on the pass. Olivero trying to set the play. We'll go back to Murray. Here's a long shot. 3 on the shot clock. And Liss wins it. Here's another attempt from Olivero. That one's no good, and Begitti's there. Begitti outside to Constant. Quick release. 3. Bang! Matt Constant brings it within 2.
Did you see that? He turned around. He knew he hit that. What the confidence from the GNAC Player of the Week. Go off, Matt. Go off.
Raiders need that confidence installed throughout the entirety of this game if they want to come away with the win. Here's Liss on the inside for the answer. Guy with the rebound. Shaq Guy takes it. How about Joey Merrill for the lead? That's no good. And that'll go off the fingertips of Guy. That's a good call by the official standing right there.
Oh, that's what have brought the house down.
And a timeout. So we are back out of the quick timeout. Raiders again down by 2. Cadets, though, have possession. On the bounce pass taken here by Matt Constant. Nicely done, trying to hold on, and he does. On a quick break, Shaq Guy puts it in for 2, and we are tied at 22.
What a
Raiders
pass.
have been on a run.
What a pass.
Again, the Raiders were down as many as 10. Or I believe 8, actually. They were down as many as 8 and have tied it up. And a foul is going to be called on Begitti. So, it'll still be Cadets' possession.
That's Begitti's second.
Right. All the way on the outside on the inbound to Murray. Sharif pass on the inside to Liss. Liss for 2, no good. Rebound taken by Merrill. Raiders have done tremendously on defense on the last couple of attempts for the Cadets. Now have a chance to take the lead. Matt Constant, that's no good. Guy tries to get the rebound, only on the fingertips, can't get there. Murray gets it instead. Here is Murray on the bounce pass. Olivero for 3 for the lead, yes. Jalen Olivero. A silencer here in Muldoon.
Yeah, you talk about it. He left them open in the corner, and he's going to pay wherever he steps.
Raiders looking now for an answer. Down by 3 again. Here on the give and got fouled was Begitti. Foul was given by Charles Nogard.
Norwich coaching staff wanting an illegal screen.
Coach Booth looking for an explanation from the official. And so, here off the inbound. 6 minutes left here to go in the first half. Begitti will start with it.
Got to keep it close.
Merrill on the bounce pass to Constant. 6 on the shot clock, and the Raiders lose possession. Now back the other way. This is how quick the Cadets can turn it around, and they put 2 more in. Now have a 5-point lead. And they took over the lead, Will, in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, they found their momentum back again. And this is what they got to do. They got to just keep it out of the Raiders' hands.
Here's Begitti. Raiders need the spark back. What a move! That one can't finish, though, on a rebound by Liss.
And again, they can't live at that 3-point line.
Again, only trail by 5. Of course, want those threes to try to bring the house down, but here's Olivero, another 3. That one off the rim, no good. Joey Merrill there with the rebound.
Need these rebounds down the stretch.
Merrill thought about a long 3. Working against Liss. Guy potentially was trying to set the screen for a moment, then backs off.
Now it's Youngquist.
Youngquist there now. Merrill outside Begitti. Hand off to Constant. Constant inside, tries to pass it to Youngquist to finish. And looks like going off the fingertips of Nogard. And so that one will go out. Raiders will hold on to possession as Shaq Guy comes out. Roquan Groves comes in. But nonetheless, good showing there from Shaq Guy.
Yeah, you need a bucket here on this with 6 seconds left. Got to be aware.
Got to be quick on the shot clock here, and they lose it. Here comes Liss down the court. He could throw this home. Decides to go off the backboard instead, and that one will go in for 2. At the end, down by 7. Had this game tied up at 22. 7-point run for the Cadets so far. Begidi to Merrill. Cadets are starting to play well defensively. Here's Merrill for 3, and that's no good. A rebound taken by Severi.
Oh, what a
and
steal.
nice steal here from Groves. Groves tries to drive on the move. We'll give it outside to Begidi. And here to Merrill. A little bit of a hesitation by the Raiders, and here's the charge. Yep. Good call by the official. And Will, I've seen it here a couple times where the Raiders hesitate on their shots and decide to pass it out instead of taking their shot.
It's the height and the defensive.
Winning that and dominating in that category.
Yeah, they get some second chances. It keeps the lead for them. I don't think the Raiders have had a lead tonight.
No, they have not. And talk about second chances. Norwich with 10 second chance points. Nice move on the inside. Olivero can't get there, and a rebound.
It's another one.
Make that 20. Youngquist falls down. And it looks like it will be a foul called against Youngquist.
Looks like Cade's going to come back in. He'll take out Youngquist.
Right.
He can provide a little bit of a spark.
Right. Saw him drive through the defense on an incredible play a few minutes ago. Now on the outside for 3. That one's no good, but Liss there for the response and puts it up and in.
That's already his 12th rebound, Josh, and he's into double figures. He's got a double-double with 3 minutes to go.
He is absolutely incredible. And a foul going to be called on the Cadets. Raiders will hold on to possession, again down by 9 now. Went on an 8-point run to tie it up at 22. And now the Cadets have been on a 9-point run. Those two exchanging back and forth.
And these free throws have to go in.
Constant is good on the first one. Constant up and misses the second, so brings it back with an 8. Kane will give it back to Olivero, back to Kane. Those two working in tandem. Back and forth they go. And here's Kane for 3. That one is no good. And boxing out is Severi. And a bat down. Here's Olivero, though. Here, put in for 2, and that's good. Sharif. Heck of a play by him.
He's already up to 4 points, but he's made an impact a lot with his defense, too.
2.5 left here to go in the first half. Begidi. Outside, Groves for 3 on a need it, yes! Bounced on it a couple times, but eventually rolls in.
It's just the Raiders' 5th 3 of the night.
7-point game. Sharif back inside Liss, and it's going to be interrupted by Begidi.
Great help defense.
Here's Begidi. Raiders need some points here. Outside, we'll give it to Cade. Cade for 3. That one's in and out. Cade defending Olivero. Inside Liss. Here's a chance for Severi, who bounces it off the backboard. No good. Here's Sharif. And that one will bounce out of play. Constant tried to hold on, and so did Begidi. No good for either. Murray alongside Nogard will check back in, and almost the whole starting lineup back in here for the Cadets. Bounce pass, and that one's going to go up no good. Groves trying to hold on, and he does. Almost a travel by Groves there at the end with 1 minute and 90 seconds left here to go in the first half. Give to Constant. And that one's going to be tipped away by no guard. He's going to go the other way. Can't hold on. Matt Constant is there, tries to save it. No teammates are there to help. Here's Merrill outside. Groves. Groves decides to go inside, up off the backboard, and that's no good. Liss will take the rebound, and the Cadets will slow it down a bit. As Coach Booth will tell his players to set the play and not force anything.
Got to get a stop here.
Less than a minute left to go. Here's no Sharif, and he gets fouled. That'll be Groves' first foul on the day. And Sharif will go to the line to shoot 2. First one is no good.
The Raiders off this free throw need to get a bucket and then a stop.
Here's a second attempt, and that one is also no good. So 0 for 2 at the line is Sharif. They're on the give to Bagidi. Bagidi drives inside, looking for some help, can't find any. Now finds Constant. Constant, bounce pass. Cade put up for 2, tries to get his own rebound. He does. Here's outside Groves and trying to hold on, and he does. Now the other way for the Cadets. It's Olivero that held on, and a time. Again on this half, went on an 8-point run to tie it up at 22. And then the Cadets went on a 9-point run before the Raiders put a couple of free throws up on the board. 7 seconds left. Here, inside, it's gonna get blocked away. Here's a fadeaway shot, and that's a win for the Raiders. And that's really what has somewhat, I guess you could say, been their downfall so far in this game. But not only that, you think it's the hesitation as well. Some hesitating shots, really passing when they don't necessarily need to, maybe not finishing themselves a little bit. So they got to try to figure that out, and especially in the rebounding game.
And that's all credit to Norwich's defense.
Right. So they'll start with it again with a 7-point lead. On the inbound, can't hold on, but Olivero's there. And he tried to pass it over to Kane, and Kane just mistimed it. I think that's a good defensive win here for the Raiders, but what they got to do is they got to come down and they got to finish and get points.
And it starts right now.
Back to their starting 5, Cade, Groves, Bagidi, Merrill, and Constant. Here's Constant outside to Merrill. He's thinking about it. We'll step back. Give to Groves, off the bounce pass to Merrill, and that's how you start.
I said that he has to take it and drive, and he did just that. Nice back pass. Almost.
Liss here, almost taken away by Cade. Inside, Kane for 2. Can't hold on him. There it is. There's a rebound. That's what we're talking about. Merrill now to Constant, was thinking about it. Here's a long 3. Downtown! Joey Merrill connects! Bang! What a shot!
What a takeover by Joey Merrill.
Oh, man. Back within 2 now are the Raiders. Here on the inside, Constant's there, saves it from a travel. Here's a pass here from Groves. Cade for 3 for the lead. That's no good. Pretty sure the roof would have blown off of this place if he made that.
I was just going to say yes.
Here's Olivero for 2, and that one's bouncing around, and Cade will get it. Cade up for 2 to tie. No. A rebound taken going the other way by Murray.
It's 5 straight points the Raiders could have had.
And now a slowdown for the Cadets. On the inside to Liss. Back outside, Murray for three, bang! And that's how quickly the Cadets can shut down your momentum.
Yeah, they took advantage of those back-to-back misses. Colby Murray, look at the spin on that three.
Merrill looking for some help, will give to Groves. Over to Constant, and they've been guarding him real well behind the line. Here's Merrill on a nice fake. Merrill drives, puts it up off the backboard for two. First on the pump fake, then drives inside.
How about that from Joey Merrill?
He's been doing it all tonight. Now leads the team in points with 12. On the inside, Kane. Kane inside, Liss, but Groves is there for the tip away, and Merrill with the grab. Merrill to Bagidi, a little bit of a slip on the pass. Here's a put up by Bagidi. No foul called, and he misses on it. Drive inside, Murray will give to Liss instead. Liss inside to Kane off the backboard for two. 38-33, and Coach Glynn telling his team to slow it down and set the play. Groves to Constant. Not a Merrill. Merrill will just take a three. That one he airballs. Cade can't save it from going out of play. Stepped on the line. Sharif will check back in for Kane.
I think that was a heat check by Merrill.
Right.
He was feeling it. He's into double digits too.
Right.
Him and Matt Constant.
So a correction on Merrill. He has 10 points, not 12. Both him and Constant with 10. On the inside to no guard. And Merrill's there for the rebound. 5-point game. And off to Groves. Merrill's calling for it. Merrill going against Liss. We'll give back to Bagidi. Bagidi drives, sees a lane, out back outside. Merrill for three, bang! Joey Merrill, bullseye shot.
He's absolutely feeling it, Josh.
Joey Merrill brings the boom.
Literally.
Again, it's a 2-point game. Here on the inside to no guard. No guard, puts it up, and Merrill's there for the rebound. He's up to 6. Raiders could potentially tie it or take their first lead of the afternoon, on the evening, on this drive. Now let's see what happens. Again, they tied up at 22 earlier in the first half, and then the Cadets would go on a 9-point run. The Raiders have been trying to get back ever since. Constant, a three for the lead, no good. Groves tries to get the rebound, but Liss is just too tall. That's his 15th rebound. Unreal. And here's Murray, we'll slow it down. Here's Sharif now going against Groves outside. Olivero for three, that's no good. Constant's there. Here on the bounce to Cade to tie it up. Yes, they do. It's 38-38, and Coach Glynn takes a timeout. And this Norwich team might be good, Will, but Rivier making a statement saying, we can hang with you as well.
Yeah, both similar records, and now we got a tie ball game. It's anybody's game now.
14 and a half left here to go in the second half. The second time the Raiders have been able to tie it up here on the evening. They have not had a lead all game, but have the potential to take a lead if they can get a stop here and then points. Here's a three, though, and that is another momentum killer for Murray. My goodness.
Third three. He's up to 15 points. 3 of 5 from three-point range is Murray.
So the Raiders will have to look to potentially tie it or bring it within 1. Here's Groves for 2, and they bring it back within 1. Here to Liss. Liss against Merrill, and no foul called. Yes, they're going to call it a charge against Liss. So it's not going to count, and it'll go the other way for the Raiders. And now, well, the Raiders will have potential to take a lead.
Yeah, and all they need is a 2. They don't need to force a 3.
Can the Raiders have their first lead of the evening? Groves to Merrill. Merrill outside now. Baghetti thought about it. He didn't want to force it. Now Merrill, 10 on the shot clock. Merrill for the lead! Joey Merrill for 3, and the Raiders have their first lead.
Of course it starts from him, Josh.
And he's on fire. Bring him to 16.
Oh, what a block.
And a block on the other end by Baghetti. And it's a foul.
Wow, that was a late call.
And I think Baghetti tried to tell his team to calm down a little bit just because he knew it.
And that's Baghetti's third.
Yeah, got to be careful.
You've got Youngquist and Guy who have come in, but they need their captain out there.
They do. Murray has a chance to tie it up again. So the Raiders trying to hold on to a lead, but if not, a very short-lived first lead of the game, and they don't hold on yet, so they'll tie it up at 43 again, but have another chance to take a lead here on this drive.
And they brought Severy back in, who's got 6 rebounds.
Constant drives off the backboard, no good.
Tried to do too much.
Right. Here's a 3, though, and that one's no good, and Groves is there for the rebound. Quick pass break, and Constant was open. Merrill didn't see him.
Yeah, don't force it.
Here's a 3 from Merrill. Bang! How about another lead for the Raiders? And a timeout taken by...
Game of runs, too.
Right. It's going to come right down to the final buzzer. Raiders have been playing their best defense they have been. Here's a wide open 3, though, to tie it up, and they do just like that. Severy, who else? My goodness. And that's how quick they can tie it right back up.
His first points of the night is a clutch 3 to tie it up.
Groves trying to drive, take back the lead. Oh my goodness! Severy with the block, and they're looking for a goaltending. They're not going to get it.
That was close. That was really close. I'd love to see that again on a replay.
A spin move by Sharif, and they're still tied up. Owen Liss puts it up, and he'll go to the line. Oh, the whole bench, including Coach Glenn, was looking for a clear goaltending that they are not going to win.
And that's Owen Liss's 18th rebound.
Coach Glenn's got to be careful, too.
Yeah.
We know he likes to get vocal. You know he's passionate, but you don't want him to get a tech.
Yeah, and he was close to getting one because the official was speeding down the baseline, and he almost bumped him.
Liss connects on his first, and so Norwich will take the lead again. 47-46.
He's still talking to the official over
right
there. I mean, it was close. It was inches close.
Right.
If anything.
And like you said, I'd love to see a replay on that as well. My goodness. Definitely going to be looking at that tape later on.
Yeah, for sure.
Nonetheless, 11 minutes left here to go. 48-46. Raiders trail by 2.
Good to the hot hand.
Here's Merrill. Merrill going against Sharif, and it's going to be a foul on the ground against Sharif.
Yeah, and you can tell, Josh, that Sharif is not afraid to go up against a much bigger Merrill.
Right.
Again, a standout in Vermont, a champion, an athlete who Norwich is very lucky to have for sure.
Constant, a 3 from the corner, and it's in and out. Oh, it rolled in and out of the rim, and they needed that. Here's Sharif inside for 2. back up to a 4-point lead, and I told you, Will, it's that quick they can take over.
Man, there must have been a lid on that rim there, because that looked clean by Constant.
Bagidi will give to Groves, now to Cade. Cade and Groves and Constant bump into each other.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, that would have been a phenomenal pass, and Liss is going to get the foul against Constant.
And that's Liss's third.
Yep. And they got to be careful, too. Already with 4 fouls. A couple more, they'll be in the bonus. Here's Constant, who loses it. And he's trying to argue with the official. And so is Coach Glenn, and he's got to be careful.
Yeah. Him and that
he keeps chirping to that same ref. He's going to call a tech on him one of these times.
Yeah, we know he's going to hold his composure, but again, every possession matters to him this game.
Without a doubt. 10 minutes left here to go in the second half. Here's a floater from Oliveira, or Olivero, I should say. No good. And that one will go out of play. And they're going to say Norwich has possessions, which is interesting. The Raiders slowed down there, thought they potentially was their ball. Liss now. Liss. Oh, what a great move, and they're going to call a foul on Merrill. And again, Coach Glenn up in arms about it. And Liss will go back to the line. And Liss on the night is already 3 for 3. And it kind of just looked like maybe Merrill may have bumped him. Liss will put the first one up and in, bring it now to a 5-point lead.
Raiders need a bucket on their last possession.
Liss with his second attempt, and that one's good. He's perfect from the free throw line tonight. 5 of 5. Raiders need a spark. Once again. Here's Constant. You know he wants it. Bounce pass to Groves. Can't hold on. Kine's there. Olivero can't hold on to the handle, and Groves has it. Groves, pass, Constant, 3, yes! Matt Constant needed it, and Glenn with another timeout. Cadets still with the lead, and Coach Glenn is still talking to the official. And you can't, Will, you can't deny his passion.
No.
Here's Kane, we'll give over to Liss. Liss, he'll take a 3, and that one is clearly on target. You could see it from a mile away how good that was going to be.
What a clutch 3 from Liss.
Bring him up to the team leading 18 points now. Now under 9. Constant can't hold on, gets poked away by Olivero. Here's Liss on the give over. Sharif will give back to Liss, and he finishes. And what did I say? How quick they can go back out to an 8-point lead.
And now the Raiders again need a bucket.
But again, the Raiders have shown that they are capable, that they can hold with this team.
They can't let it slip too far, though.
They got to put one up, and Constant gets fouled. So Constant will go to the line on some much-needed free throws, trying to bring it down to 6 if he can. That one he misses, so now can only bring it down to 7 if he makes the second. That one is up, and that's in.
Gotta get a stop here.
8 minutes left here to go. On the give to Sharif. Sharif backing down Matt Constant, and a beautifully done play. by Sharif. Sharif, my goodness.
Wow. That's a pro-level move.
Here is Constant. We'll give to Cade. Outside Groves. Groves drives inside. Gets blocked again. Oh my goodness. Cadets are taking over here in Muldoon.
The same person, it was Severy.
And here comes Youngquist, who will check into the game momentarily. Here's Liss outside. Olivero to Sharif. Back inside to Liss. Liss trying to go against Groves. Doesn't get there. Rebound by Constant. Raiders with 7 minutes left here to go. Are down by 9. Got to find a spark. Not only find a spark, but they also have to go on a run. Here's Baghetti outside. Cade, does it start here? No, it doesn't. Off the rim, Olivero with the rebound. I think that is second.
They're just losing steam.
They are.
I can tell.
Here's Liss, and that one is up off the backboard for 2 more. 11-point lead, the largest of the game for the Cadets. 6.5 left here to go in the second half. $18 second chance points compared to 0. Baghetti, though, for 3. We'll bring it back within reason. Back to Nate.
Still plenty of time.
36 rebounds compared to 19. Cadets out rebounding the Raiders. Murray will slow it down. Murray, a little push off of Cade, puts it in for 2. 10-point game now. A long 3 from Constant. And you can tell that was like one of those shots that he just kind of put up and prayed that went in.
Yeah.
You could tell. Raiders with some frustration now. And now the Cadets are going to take their time. Waste as much clock as possible. Make the Raiders run out of time. Here's Liss outside. Sharif. Murray trying to hold on to the handle, and he does. 4 on the shot clock. They got to put it up. Here's Olivero, and he finishes. Unbelievable. Unreal by the Cadets. After all of that amazing defense there by the Raiders, they still connect at the last second of the shot clock. Unbelievable. Here's Baghetti, a 3, and that's no good. Yeah. Raiders at this point are throwing out some prayer balls, and none of them have been answered so far. They are down by 12 with 4.5 left to go. Here's Liss inside, gets fouled by Constant. 38 rebounds now.
Finally get some fresh legs in with Youngquist.
Right.
That's Constant's 3rd.
And a timeout will be, if not both.
5 for 5.
And he's been, exactly, I was about to say he's been perfect so far. And he'll continue that perfect streak, 6 of 6. Liss up for a second, and he remains perfect. 7 of 7 on the evening. Raiders need it. Here's Youngquist for 2, no good. Raiders have been cold on their last 3 to 4 possessions. And Cadets are just having their way, and Liss didn't look on a pass from Olivero, but Murray was there to grab it. Oh, and what a beautiful pass and finish. between Olivero and Liss.
That might have been a punch in the gut right there.
Right. Merrill, Cade. Cade give to Youngquist. What a beautiful pass and finish between Cade and Youngquist.
That's his first points.
Right. Here's a move on the inside. Sharif with ease for 2 more. Raiders seeming to be out of some gas here.
Yeah. You can tell they lost that steam and then
had a 3-point lead twice in this game. We talked about it. The Cadets came back right away. And a foul by Sharif. He's up in arms about it. And so Begidi will go to the free throw line. But like I said, well, Raiders had a lead twice. We're ahead by 3 twice. Cadets, you knew it. They're such a good team. They came back and took back over.
And I credit them because, and I credit Owen Liss especially because a lot of these rebounds started those second chances.
Right. Has 21 rebounds. Unreal. I don't know if we've seen that here in Muldoon from any team that we've broadcasted over the last 2 years. That's a stat line that is just mind-boggling.
Might be one of his highest tallies I've seen.
21 rebounds, 26 points. Raiders trying to bring some full court. Doesn't work. $56 for the Raiders, 71 for Norwich as they lead by 15 points, 2.5 left to go. Here's Liss. He'll take a 3. My goodness. I mean, you just can't stop him.
He's on the borderline to 30 points.
And I mean, he's first in the GNAC in points per game for a reason. Oh, what a nice stop and pull up by Constant. And again, we'll talk about it as the full court press comes here from the Raiders. If the Raiders can just figure out the rebounding game, they're definitely a team that can hang with the Cadets. And who knows, could potentially see a rematch from these two in the playoffs.
We'll definitely see.
Outside, Sharif will take a 3 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And Raiders will take back over. Bounce pass from Begidi to Cade. He'll finish on the end. Now down by 14. Minute and a half left to go. Raiders again will bring full court press. Here's Murray. Murray racing down. Murray. And that'll be put up for Liss, and he'll get fouled again, and he'll go to the line again. Has a potential to get to 31 points. Again, has been perfect from the free throw line this evening.
He's only missed 5 shots.
Right. That first one is missed. So his first miss, 7 of 8. That one is up and in. And so he's up to 30 now. 30 points in this game. Almost half the team's points. Here's Cade from the free throw line. That's no good. Sharif with a rebound. Quick break to Liss. Give over to Murray. Murray over, and that'll be 2 more. Severy for 2. Now less than a minute left to go. Here's Begidi with a drive. We'll give to Cade. Cade outside to Merrill. He'll take a 3. That one's no good. It looks like the Cadets will dribble out as much as they can here. Inside, and that'll be stolen away by Cade. Here's Merrill for 3. Why not? That one gets sunk. With 20 seconds left, the Cadets can dribble this one out if they choose to do so. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. And so with that, the Raiders will